So everybody, I'm hoping that I can change you the logo in the background on Sports Talk Live. Look out for that. We will see if we can get it changed in time for baseball season. That is the current plan right now. Also, logo that you see on screen. Um, I'm going to see if I can make a new logo for a different sport in the background. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, first off, I want to say that I know that I haven't been covering Duke much, although I do though plan to now that football season is over. Now they'll get into that, and hopefully next year when they come back, I can cover them more in depth than I wanted to this year. I just had a lot going on this year, but let's just take a look here quick at the top 25 poll. And tomorrow we'll also cover Duke versus North Carolina, that game that Duke lost. So we're going to cover that, and we're also going to cover the Olympics as well. But so Arizona is ranked number one, although they just lost to Kansas. So I expect Michigan with the next poll to move into number one. And speaking of Michigan, Michigan ranked number two. Very solid team. The analytics say that they're the best team, but we'll have to see. Analytics to me don't mean much. It's just, oh gee, well, I'll say this: number two basically means you're the second one seed in the tournament. That's all that means. Even top 25, number one just means, well, you're the first one seed. Houston, number three, moving up 5 spots to number three. Houston, I'm not too high on. Duke, number four. It's kind of funny. They're the only team who didn't lose a position, and they lost to UNC, but they still stayed at number four. That's kind of surprising. Iowa State up 5 spots. UConn down 6. Remember all those UConn fans were talking about how good they are? Yeah, you can't even beat St. John's. Yeah, guess you're really not that good. And they thought that this team was going to be number one. Yeah, no, they're not number one. They're number five because the women are number one and they deserve to be, but the men, nope. Nebraska number seven. Nebraska's cooled off quite a bit after starting like 20-0. They're now 21-2. Illinois down to 3 spots here. 20-4. I think they just lost again tonight, so they're going to fall even further down. But hey, it's Illinois, but still though, very solid team. Kansas just beat Arizona, so expect Kansas to move up in the poll. And I think they're a sleeper team in the tournament this year. Them and Michigan State. Um, I admit I wasn't as high on Michigan at the beginning of the year as many people, but you know what? I think that they could possibly be the odds-on favorite to win the tournament. I'm just looking at them rise through the rankings all season long. They've been doing very, very good. So yeah, I think that they could be a sleeper. I think that they could be my team to win. And you know what? I might pick them to go all the way to the national title game. First time, I think, since like the 90s. Let's see that. Anyway, Michigan State down there at 10. Tom Izzo still coaching. I think, though, this is like his last season, so I would not be too mad if Michigan State ended up winning the whole thing. That would be nice. North Carolina up 3. They beat Duke. Again, it's a rivalry game, so we will cover that. Gonzaga down 6 after losing to Portland. Yes, how do you lose to Portland? Okay, this team wants to join like the Big 12 in basketball. What do you think is going to happen when they actually have to play good teams like Kansas? They're going to get slaughtered. So enjoy it, Gonzaga, because you lost to Portland. And I wouldn't be surprised if you lose to St. Mary's or maybe Santa Clara at some point. Purdue down 1 spot. Remember when we talked about Purdue early in the season? Where did that go? Oh, wait, nowhere. Florida 14th. Yeah, the defending national champions are 14th. They're up 3 spots, 17-6. I don't know what else to say. Virginia up to 15th, up 3 spots. Texas Tech falling 17-6. Yeah, Texas Tech lost again. St. John's up. Beat UConn. They're at 5 at 18-5. So nice to see St. John's again back to prominence. They haven't been there in like decades. And under now their new coach, they're doing pretty well. So glad to see that. St. Louis. Now the only reason St. Louis is not ranked higher is they're an A10 school. That's why they're ranked 18th. They don't value the A10 as much as the teams from the Big 10, the Big 12. So if St. Louis was in the Big 10, they'd probably be ranked like 3rd or 2nd right now, but that's just how it is. Vanderbilt, 19th. Clemson, 20th. Clemson, yes. we normally think of Clemson as a good football team, but this year, decent basketball school. Um, Arkansas holding steady at 21. BYU down 6 spots to 22, and it's BYU. Miami of Ohio 24-0. Again, much like St. Louis, they're in the MAC, so they're not going to rank MAC schools that high because they're the MAC. And when they have to play a really good team, they're not going to beat them. So if you think they're going to win the NCAA tournament this year, they're not winning the NCAA tournament this year. And I think they beat Akron. And if they didn't beat Akron, they might lose to them. But it's basketball. So Louisville hanging tough at number 24, and Kentucky up 1 spot to 25 again. Nice to see Kentucky back in the rankings. And then others receiving votes. You got Alabama 72. Yeah, Alabama not ranked, but it's basketball, so not too surprised. Iowa, NC State, Tennessee, Villanova, Utah State, Georgia, Santa Clara, Auburn, St. Mary's. Georgia is surprising to see them receiving votes because normally Georgia basketball, yeah, not really good. Santa Clara is in the West Coast Conference, so it's St. Mary's, so they could beat Gonzaga, and hopefully they beat Gonzaga, and Gonzaga can fall out of the rankings. But yeah, that's the top 25 for this week, and we'll have to see what this whole week brings for games, but not too surprised. The only team that kind of surprised me was Duke staying in fourth, because normally when a team loses, they drop. But I think that they looked at it and said, okay, you lost to a good team in North Carolina. We're not going to penalize you. But, yeah, folks, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to Sports Talk Live for more great videos coming soon, and I'll see y'all soon. Thanks.